Hey everyone. I wanted to come on just very briefly and say hi. I hope you had a good day. I hope that um, whatever challenges you faced, small, large, external, internal, you overcame it. Or if you didn't, you give yourself some grace and try to do better next time. And I hope that uh, people were kind to you today, and I hope you were able to show some kindness to someone else. Um, yeah, I hope all those things. Yeah. Okay, but I wanted to talk about a little bit about this recent thing that I did. Some of you that maybe watching, I printed a few copies of my album. I'm so proud. I might flip it in editing or something, but I printed out a CD, or a few copies for nostalgic purposes. Honestly, I didn't plan on printing them really because I know there's no way that I could justify selling really any, because it's me. But um, I always wanted to have at first would listen to music on cassettes and CDs as a kid, so that's one of the reasons why I was like, I definitely need to get at least one, so I can have a memento to be proud of. And the tricky thing with Promises, the album, was finding finding creatives and producers and musicians that would work with me, because I'm just not the kind of person to get hung up, especially on this first project. I did not want to get hung up on one track trying to get it perfect, and I'm working on one track for like months because we can't just finish it, and I do believe in doing your absolute best, but since I knew that I wasn't having really any professional support, I needed to work with people that understood the bigger picture, that this is the start to my musical creative journey, in a professional sense, as a side, hobby. And that sense of willingness to try either way was so important to me. So that's why I'm grateful for the people that I collaborated with, because I couldn't have asked for a better support system to get it done. So I'm so grateful for that. And I wanted to take some time on this video really, really quick to mention them specifically and their contributions and my appreciation, because I've done that a little bit, but I want to specifically take time to do that because I certainly don't take for granted the people that answered the phone, responded to my texts, showed up to the studio, worked with me closely on this. And I wanted to talk about that very briefly, but I wanted to show you the inside of this CD that I had designed. I'm also a graphic designer. I did that growing up in school, so I designed from memory what I would see on CD packages, a track list. I don't know if you can see it here. I might flip the screen so you can read it, but yeah, these are the songs of the album, and I try to keep it in consistent theme with the actual project, so it's pretty cohesive. So so I wanted to mention, so Worship the Melody. The first track, as some of you might know, is Worship Medley, which is a 2-song track combo of worship Him. Let's forget about ourselves, worship Him, and welcome into this place. 2 nostalgic songs of mine that I loved growing up in church, and that was played. That was actually a live recording, technically speaking, with a gentleman named Derek Williams. He played actually for "You Are Special" and the hymn that I did with Mother Johnson, as well as the worship medley. And he actually played on "I'm Still Here," the new single that I'm putting out, Lord willing. Stay tuned for that. I'm excited about that one. I wanted that song to be on Promises, but that just didn't work out. So that's why I'm excited to share that with you as well. So But he's an absolute pleasure to work with. If you ever need a track done, I'd be happy to reach out to him, because he's good at what he does, and he's talented, respectful. I mean, timely. I mean, you don't find that kind of work ethic in everybody, and I certainly didn't. um, Throughout production was difficult, so I couldn't express my gratitude to him for doing a good job, an excellent job, and being so professional about things. So that's Derek Williams. So if you watch this, probably I don't know. He's not on social media, so probably won't. But I just want to express my appreciation. Now, Free was a combination effort. There's the producer that originally worked with me. Some of you may know him as Brother Marquise. He did an excellent job, fundamentally getting me started. And I had my sisters, my friends, Kiana, Jalen, and Monique, and myself make do with the background vocals. That was the first song I worked on Promises. It was a test run, so all the musicians and music heads out there that hear the mix and hear certain things that I hear, I'm right there with you. But it's nice to look back and see, like, okay, exactly like that. When I say that was all a learning trial, but I'm so, considering the fact that I had to figure all that out by myself pretty much, I'm proud. I'm so proud, and I wouldn't have asked for any better team. So, and I had a gentleman named David Bell play guitar. Of course, Marquise did some piano, and he did Oggs as well on that. And I had Ishmael McFadden on the drums on that song. And so yeah, it was a very 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 interesting time with production on that song. So I want to say thank you to all of you that helped me start off. And that song was well received. A lot of you that know that song, originally by Kiara Sheard, said that you like my version better. Thank you. Keep me in prayer. God's Not Through Blessing You. Of course, I said that was actually also a live recording. We sat in the studio and just knocked it out the best we could. And Mother Johnson, she did a phenomenal job. And it's a song that with her that is a memory for the years. So I'm so grateful. And of course, I said Derek Williams played organ. He can, listen, brother can play his foot off, okay? So I'm grateful for him. The musical interlude was actually produced by a wonderful lady named Roxana Sermova. She's a producer, a classically trained instrumentalist that did a variety of string orchestra derived from the Loved by You song that I asked her to do in like a minor key. Is a nice string arrangement that I expressed to y'all that I really, really enjoy. So if you want to get in contact with her, I'd be happy to let you do that, because she did a phenomenal job. Loved by You was produced by me. Originally, I arranged the melody in just a piano form, and I wrote the song, of course. And that was produced by a gentleman named Eliphas Sonaru. He's an excellent producer out of Indonesia, and he also produced Promises, which is a song I wrote. It was the second single that I put out from this album, the title of the project. And his particular style was exactly what I was looking for Promises. And then I was thinking about Loved by You, and I was like, I need that timeless feeling. And he did work. He does work fast, and he does it excellently. I couldn't have asked for a better producer. And to this day, that's one of my favorite songs in the project. I'm often listening to it. So thank you for your excellent work and your professionalism and your timeliness and your attention to detail. There's some people that you work with in music production that they treat you like you're an irritant to them, or like they're doing you a favor, even if you pay them. But he treated me like he would treat any of his clients, which is not an experience I can say I have often with people, because to people, if you're not famous or popular or their friend, you're not worth their effort or their energy. So he didn't treat me that way, which made me so motivated and so excited to work with him. So to you, I want to say thank you. If you want to get in touch with him on doing any projects, I'd be happy to connect to you, because I believe in lifting people up and supporting people when they do good work. So yeah, I am super grateful for him. Now, Worship the King was also a song that I wrote, and I originally came up with the melody. But a gentleman named Steve Eichen, he produced he produced the arrangement completely with the melody that I gave him. He knew exactly the kind of style I was going for and did a phenomenal job. So I want to say thank you to him for being so professional. Like, you feel blessed when pieces fall together. And that was a song that exactly the way I envisioned it is exactly the way it was produced. And so I'm super grateful for that. That's not an experience everybody can say they have. So I'm so grateful, so thankful for his support on that song. And Promises, like I said, fully produced by Eliphas Sonaru. Did an excellent job. Now, Great is the Promise was a collaboration effort of a few people. So I wrote half the song for Great is the Promise, and I had my friend, brother Justin Silas, maybe some of you know him. I had him write his own verse on the song. So I am just super grateful for his support. And the original melody of that song actually came from a gentleman. You may watch this. And I want to say thank you. Actually, Justin Silas's brother, Derek Silas Jr. So if you're watching this, man, I appreciate your help, because him and I he came up with the melody first, and then I added to that. And then I came up with the vocal arrangement with the song and the words. And so it was just a beautiful collaboration. You didn't have to help. You didn't have to be there for me. But you made the time and you did that. And for what it's worth, man, I really, really do appreciate that, because it's one of my favorite songs. And hopefully I get to revisit it, because me and Justin, God willing, we want another stab at that song for sure. So I'm super grateful beyond this video can express to you. So and the final production of this song was done by a man named Godwin Oalo. He's out of the continent of Africa. I don't want to say where because I believe he moved. I can't recall, but him and his band recorded the tracks and the stems and the drums and the guitar and the augs and that arrangement, and they did to the T what I asked, to the T from an arrangement standpoint. And the fact that, some of the best collaborations I've had was literally across oceans. It makes me so appreciative for the internet and for access, because without that, I don't know that I would be able to accomplish what I've accomplished. So, he did an excellent job creating the final production of that. So it's just such, when I tell you that this album is so monumental, I mean it, because you don't know how many hurdles I've had to jump through to make this happen, to not quit. And I just, every collaboration, every person that was going to work with me ended up working with me or wanted to work with me. I don't know all the scenarios, because there's things behind the scenes and there's things that I'm aware of. So regardless of the context, I want to say thank you, because everything served a purpose to get me to this point here. And you could be a lot of things, but I think it's important to just be grateful, because joy is not a permanent experience in this life, and your enemy is always waiting for an opportunity to tear down all the things you've built and to destroy your hope. So if you're watching this and you feel apprehensive, um, you feel out of place, you don't feel like you have the support you need to make anything, don't sit with that. Don't let those emotions, those feelings fester, because it's gonna sound cliche, but I work hard to remind myself that with God all things are possible, and I don't have to be perfect to have good things. And I think that's important to remember. So I appreciate you all again, everyone that I mentioned that worked on the album with me. You know, I'm Still Here is a song I'm excited to share with you. A little embarrassed because I'm like, oh. You know, every time you put music out, like it's embarrassing because it's like, oh my goodness. But I like the song, and I'm just grateful that the more I do these things, the more I'm able to learn. And, you know, I was in the studio the other day just working on the song with my engineer, Gage. Yes, I just remembered. Gage is actually, I listed him on the album